Hello colleagues and teacher. Our team is made up of Rafel, Briseyda, Daniela and Arturo, UT students, and we hope you enjoy our presentation as a final project.
Good morning. We will tell you a little about South Korea, the importance it has and its custom, so that you can be more clear about this country as well as the Samsung company and the importance it has around the world. The country location. South Korea is a country in East Asia. It is located in the southern part of Korean Peninsula. Formed a single country with North Korea until 1945. The flag of South Korea, it is white and has the yin-yang in the center. Yang means light and hot, yin represents dark and cold. The symbol surrounding the yin-yang, which symbolizes sky, water, fire, and earth. The white background means peace. Currency. One means round in Korean, like yen in Japanese, or yuan in Chinese. The South Korean currency has a very small value, that is, I take several ones to complete 1 Mexican pesos. On South Korean won at today's exchange rate is equal to 0.017 Mexican pesos.
The typical costume of South Korea is the handbook. Formerly, it was used as a daily garment, however, but now it's only used on special occasions. The female handbook is made uh, of a white sleeve blouse and a long shirt. Um, and the male handbook is made of a very buggy blouse and pants, being representative. Um, and now the Korean food, which is the most fighting food between uh, gastronomy and inhabitants, because its dishes are very orderly, and a plate bulgogi, uh, traditionally it is accompanied by vegetables and rice, or the emuk. The emuk, that is food quick, ideal to satisfy or grabbing or as or starter before testing the main course. Sorry. The traditional music in this case is the pansori. Pansori is a Korean style of dramatic art that consists of narrating stories sung by a singer and accompanied by a percussionist.
Have you heard of BTS? The world's top boy band, according to international media, was the first Korean group to make it to the top of the Billboard 200 chart. And this is the Korean Twitter account with the largest number of followers. The Bangtan Boys are super stylish and epitomize the K-pop genre with catchy dance, hip-hop, and dance pop tunes. If you want to get started with the Korean music, listen to their second album, Wings. Then search for K-pop on YouTube and enter a new world. So it's crazy cool. Futuristic architecture everywhere, amazing shopping malls with the latest fashion trends, karaoke bars, and amazing Asian culture. In recent years, contemporary fashion and beauty have taken off in South Korea in a big way, inspired in part by Western trends. K-beauty and K-fashion have quickly become the hallmark of South Korean culture. Sale fashion weeks bring together stylish dressed Koreans in a variety of colors and patterns, and everything from casual streetwear to kawaii ensembles. But what is kawaii? You may ask. The term kawaii defines anything that is cute, for example, Hello Kitty or some types of manga. This alternative fashion is having great influence on the way people over the world dress. On the other hand, in the South Korean beauty world, the largest thing is clean and glowing skin. The famous Korean 10-step skincare routine has taken the world stone and given the plethora of great Korean facial products on the market. It is not wonder that K-beauty has generated so much interest internationally.
Samsung always innovated was founded as a grocery store on March 1st, 1938 by Lee Byung Chul. He started his business in Taiwan, Korea, trending noodles and other goods products in and around the city and exported to them China in this province. After the Korean War, Lee expanded his business into textile and opened the largest woolen mill in Korea. During this period, then he focused on industrialization with the goal of helping his country develop after the war. During this time, Britannia recalls his business benefits from the new protection policies adopted by the Korean government. In this context, its aim was to help large national conglomerates rival by protecting them from competition and providing them with easy financing.
I'm going to talk about the strategies and campaigns that Samsung has done. During this year, the Korean manufacturer has made advertising campaigns with athletes and singers. For example, with the K-pop group Blackpink and social mobile video sharing platform on TikTok. Samsung devotes 5.4% of its revenue to advertising, a huge percentage of its revenue compared to other large companies like Apple and Nokia. My next point is tell about how the Samsung company entered the market. Samsung first entered the electronics industry in 1969 with several electronic-focused divisions. Its first products were black and white televisions. Then, during the 1970s, the company began exporting domestic electronics products abroad. The 2000s saw the birth of Samsung's Galaxy series of smartphones, which quickly topped the annual list of the world's best-selling smartphones. Now, what did Samsung do to be successful in Korea? In 1980, Samsung focused on expanding its presence in different areas and began to define its course towards the development of information and telecommunication technologies. And Samsung's success at home and abroad has made it a case symbol of South Korea's economic transformation. Finally, the Samsung strategy is to create its innovation with a clear purpose to make customer lives better and easier. Not for nothing do they allocate large budgets to research, advertising, and launches, in addition to always innovating and increasing its portfolio with new products that meet the need of its target audience.
In the end, we see that each country has its customs and tradition which are unique to us. And it's very nice to be able to, participate in it and live the experience. This is all for us. Thanks you for your attention.